All right, well, I'm really excited to have Mike Wong here, the AGCO VP of Fendt North America. How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Great. I enjoyed listening to you at the press conference this morning, kind of hearing about how you guys talk about the brands. And Fendt really is kind of positioned as your guys' premium brand. What does that mean to farmers to have kind of the Fendt brand?
Yeah, so I think it dates back, to our founders who were clockmakers of all things, and they really focus on precision. And even today, Fendt is focused on precision and the way it's engineered, the technology that's involved in Fendt. And it comes today with things that I think no other brand comes with. One example is, our Gold Star customer care program that is top to bottom. Every Fendt comes with that, right? And I'll talk about that. I can talk about that some later. Also, things like our CVT transmission. We take premium features and don't just make them options. They're standard throughout our product lineup. So that's kind of what really drives, I think, the premium Fendt brand. Yeah.
What's interesting to me when I look at Fendt from a global perspective is you guys have been in North America for 20 years, but you're really starting to kind of, I guess, put the foot on the gas a little bit. Mm-hmm. How are you guys doing that? How are you starting to grow more and accelerate that growth in North America?
Yeah, so we tackle it in a few different ways. One is our distribution network, right? For years, we've been a real, I'd say, niche player in certain segments of the country and in specific markets. Dairy and livestock would be a good example of that, Fendt's for it. But now we've really started to expand our dealer network to where we've got 80% coverage. And we're going beyond that with a FarmerCore strategy where we bring our parts and service to the customers themselves. So I think that's one thing. We're expanding our product portfolio. So we're not just reaching those niche markets, but we've now made our products really compatible with the bigger row crop segments. Okay. And we even are going beyond that with some of the new products that we've launched this week on the lot. The Fendt Optimum planter is a great example of that. So those are some of the ways we've expanded. And then the final thing is technology. Sure. We've really upped our game from a technology. We've always been a high-tech brand, but as customers get more concerned with data and the way that's managed, we've brought FarmENGAGE, PTx FarmENGAGE is PTx is our technology partner now. Yeah. And we've integrated FarmENGAGE now with 2026 models into our Gold Star customer care. So we like to say we've made Gold Star even more golden now with that offering.
So when I talked about you guys just really kind of pushing further and farther in North America, you guys have been one of the most established brands in Europe, and I'm excited to kind of go to Agritechnica and see that live in person. But with regards to expanding your presence in North America and having that full product suite, what does that mean from a kind of a farmer perspective and also on the distribution side?
Yeah, so I think farmers will look at us now as more than just a tractor brand. And I mean, that's the way we've been viewed, I think, for years. And now having a broader product portfolio, they say, wow, this could be a full solution for my farm. And so we're actually starting to hear from customers that are interested in that. It could be a full competitive lineup of equipment. And they say, well, Fendt can actually do that now. Fendt's got a great combine. They've got a great planter. We've got an amazing sprayer. So yeah, I should consider Fendt. And now we've got a technology offering that that helps with their data management. And even if they don't have a full fleet of Fendt products or want to invest in that, our data platform now allows, we'll be the industry leader from a mixed fleet perspective. Really so managing data, super important. It gives farmers another option than just, being, I think, blockaded to one OEM, if that makes sense. So.
Well, and I would imagine having this full product suite makes it easier when you're trying to do fleet conversion, because those are kind of rare. Those are rare stories, but now that you have this full product suite, I would imagine you can do it more.
We can do it more, and I mean it. In the industry, multi-unit discounts is a pretty big term for my customers, with larger fleet, and they expect that. And it's always been a barrier for us if you don't have that full suite of products to be able to compete in that business. And I'd say now we're there,
You talked earlier about making the Gold Star even more gold. Talk a little bit about that, what that means ultimately to customers.
Yeah, great question, because a lot of people think Gold Star warranty.
Yeah.
And it's a lot more than just a warranty, right? So I look at it as a way for customers to really understand what their costs are going to be in those first 3 years of operation, or if they decide to make it a 5-year, they understand that. So it's like almost a variable they can eliminate in their operation. But it's more than warranty. It's also an annual inspection. It's all their parts and service included, their maintenance. That's done by the dealer for them for those first 3 or 5 years, whatever they choose. And now it's a loaner guarantee. So it's almost like an uptime assurance. They don't have to worry about downtime because they know they've got a loaner backing them up if they have to wait less than 48 hours for parts. So really big. And yeah.
Yeah, that's great. No disruption of loaner guarantees. I imagine really important to a lot of farmers. And so, but so many changes happening with Fendt. But if you were to pick one thing that surprises farmers most when you're talking to them nowadays, what would that be with regards to Fendt?
Yeah, well, I think it gets back to, first of all, Fendt's more than just tractors. You know, we're a full portfolio of products. But I think the other thing is, you know, a lot of people perceive Fendt as this really expensive, high-tech, expensive. I'm not sure I can afford that. I don't even want to price. If you really look at the ROI, and that's one of the things we try to do, is make sure that we've got a great return on investment so customers that are thinking forward, that ROI is important to them. We feel with our Gold Star, with the fuel efficiency you get with Fendt products, the fuel content, we hear it all the time. Oh, I saved 25%, I've saved 30%. And I know it because I used to fill my tractor up or my combine up at this point in the field, and now I can go much, much farther. So they feel it. Like, we can talk about it all we want, but for a customer to actually feel that and know that, hey, I had to refuel this machine, now I don't. It's that type of stuff. I think that would surprise farmers, that it's a better investment in the over 2 years, 3 years. So
a central theme here is with regards to AGCO's putting the farmer first. What does that mean with regards to Fendt?
So Fendt and to me, it's like a culture within AGCO and within the Fendt brand, is putting the farmer, like thinking first about the farmer, putting them at the center of everything we do. I know as like a senior leadership team, we'll host farmer panels. You know, the team will try to get out to the field more with farmers. I've been in the field, sales, parts, service, most of my career, dealing with dealers, farmers. So to me, it comes relatively natural. You know, I grew up on a farm, so I was a farmer.
Speak the language, pretty natively.
And you know, I understand that we've got to think about them first and what their needs are, and then how we can help them solve some of those needs and provide solutions, not just products. I know we talk some about products, but if you heard about Gold Star, if you heard about our FarmENGAGE that I mentioned, we believe these are solutions for farmers to help them manage their operations better, be more effective and efficient. So,
well, Mike, this has been a pleasure talking to you here at Farm Progress. Thank you so much for talking to me about what you're building.
Thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.